Woohoo! Welcome, friends, to another episode, another edition of the most interesting news in the world. I'm your host, Connor Hill, and this month we are changing some things up. I'm just going to do one show, and it's going to air every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Istanbul time. So I'm sorry that I'm not doing new shows every week, but it really got to the point where I wasn't doing a new show every week. So I figured maybe I can get myself to just do one a month. So this month we actually have no, I shouldn't say Miss, because in French it would be something else. Femme de fatale, Patricia. That's my
Yeah.
best attempt at French. So she has joined us last minute. She knew nothing about this before today, and so she doesn't even know about this show. So let's welcome her on. And I am told, I don't even know why she's here either, but I am told she has a super cool story or something that is why, that's why we brought her on. The most interesting news in the world. So Patricia, this show is called The Most Interesting News in the World. And I was actually talking with Cassie Summers, and she was telling me about some things, and I was like, hey, can you like start telling me about people that you think have really cool, because I looked at the news sucks. That's my point of view. I don't ever watch it, but I was like, I would like to hear about really cool stories of access consciousness, bars, or just really cool stories of change going on in the world. And I already had this show called The Most Interesting News in the World going on. And so I started asking for that. And now we have Patricia. So do you know what I'm talking about? Or you're like, I have no idea.
I don't really know what I'm supposed to talk about.
See, I
What's
didn't get
my
any
piece of news
details.
that is most interesting? I have no idea, but we'll find out, I suppose.
Okay. Well, that's all, because that's all I got. Somebody sent me a message. Connor, Patricia has a really cool story. I can actually pull it up and read it. Let's do that. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
What does it say? Maybe there are more details than I'm giving
I
to you.
suppose maybe because you mentioned bars, you mentioned access bars, and you mentioned stories of change, so it might be linked. It might be linked to how I came, how I came to access bars and what they changed for me, I suppose.
Maybe. Or did you, it might be like, is it something that you did last month that's super cool?
Well, I do super cool things all the time, so.
Well, that's pretty cool. I like super cool stuff all the time.
I mean, that's what life is about, isn't it? So, yeah, I suppose because I just joined the global engagers and I was recounting
yeah. So, okay. So there are more details. I'm sorry. I looked it up.
Okay,
so she said, you have a cool story of change with bars. I'm going to hold back on saying your age because, I don't want to out you unless you want to out yourself.
You can go ahead. I don't care.
She's 69 years young and had a major accident, and the bars changed everything. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. And that was very cool, and it's still cool because it changed everything. It changed, my body. And because, maybe I'm going to say a little bit more. I'm a dedicated mountain biker.
Okay, right? I love mountain biking.
Just love that. And I used to take part in ultra cycling.
What's ultra
competition? Bikepacking. Ultra cycling is you go you go distances that are more than 1,000 kilometers.
Okay, so for all the people that are American like myself, 1,000 kilometers is like, I think it's like 600 miles. If I'm doing my math correctly,
roughly 600, 650 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when ultra distance start. And ultra distance mountain bike packing competitions are, well, you are on your mountain bike and you've got your sleeping bag on your mountain bike, and you've got a set number of days to achieve, to ride the, usually I take part between 1,000 and 2,000 and 2,500 kilometers. So you've got a set number of days and you must arrive.
It's like almost 2,000 miles, yeah.
Yeah, but it's mountain bikes, not road bikes. So you are on tracks, you're on in the forests and up the mountains. Yeah. So yeah, I can cycle something like.
That's not the kind of mountain biking I like to do.
Well, you ride horses, don't you? So I mean,
I do, but I like to mountain bike, but I'm like 45 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Okay, but how long can you go on a horse? Okay.
Oh, I haven't done. I would love to do like a multi-day adventure. That would be cool. I don't know how long I can go on a horse, because it's not like I've ever been like, let me like push myself to a limit, and like now I want to get off. I normally like ride, and then a couple hours, whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
it's more of a mental thing for me. It's more like, I don't really care to be doing this anymore.
Yeah, like it depends on the time. I mean, well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just go with what's there for you. And
so were you doing ultra mountain biking when you had the accident, or what is the accident? I think me and everybody watching is like.
It was just before, actually, when I had the accidents. I was leading a group of mountain bikers in the mountains, in the French mountains. So I just went down the ravine.
Like, is this like the Alps? Like, is it on the border with Switzerland or with Germany?
Like the Alps, okay. And well, let's go fast forward. And I still have can you see it? I don't know. But I was just, my body was all to pieces. And so was my...
What happened? How did it occur?
Oh, it occurred because I was going downhill very fast. And suddenly...
What's very fast? What are we talking about? Like 100 kilometers an hour?
No, not on a mountain bike. No, not really. It was it was full of stones. And it was a rocky descent, a very technical one.
40? Okay.
And I just, I don't know. At one time, I just didn't focus for something like a split second. So I went over the handlebar, and I was thrown down into the ravine. And
how deep was the ravine?
It was a huge.
Yeah, like a cliff.
I remember at one time I said no. No.
Right, but how deep was it? Hold on a second. For me, for me, how deep was it?
The ravine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was something like 100 meters.
Damn. Okay. 200 meters. I was like, is it like because some people say ravine and they're like, oh, it was like, 3 meters, and I'm like 200 meters.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow.
And I said, no way, I'm not going to die there. So, magically a bush stopped me. So I was just sort of sprawled out in the bush and in awful pain, and luckily my, the people, the mountain bikers that I was supposed to lead came up to me, and I just yelled and they heard me. They saw my bike, which was still on the track. So I yelled, etc. They called for the rescuers. I had to wait for something like 4 hours there, not moving. And then the rescuers just took me out when they, and so I was sort of my body was all crashed really, and it took something like 3 months later. Fast forward, okay, 3 months later. It was in my mind, I was okay, but my body was alive, obviously, but it was lifeless. Do you see what I mean? Inside. You were
still at the hospital 3 months later?
No. I stayed something like 2 weeks at the hospital, got surgery and everything. but it was like
Uh-huh.
I just couldn't, well, recover, or I mean, my body was fine.
And how long ago was this? How many years?
That was we are in 2025. That was 8 years ago. I just turned
Okay.
60.
Uh-huh.
And well, so 3 months later, I was, well, just lifeless body that was still alive, but lifeless body. So okay, I realized that I had something to, well, I had to look for something else apart from doctors and whatever. So, and that's when I discovered someone who practiced bars. Okay, so I got my first bar session. And I remember I just went in, I was not feeling very well, I was just, okay, that's the last resort, sort of. And I had that body that was, well, just sort of a lifeless body. And then when I got out, it was just like, the stars, not the stars because it was bright daylight, but the sun was shining again. And I had found that joy inside me again. And my body was just full of aliveness. It was just sparks. Okay, let's go. And from there, it changed. And I did my first ultra bikepacking event, something like 1.5 months after that. And that was 2,500 kilometers long.
Wow. So that's about 1,500 miles. Holy cow. 600 miles.
Yes,
1,600 miles.
And the mountain bikepacking involves sleeping out in the open. You don't sleep because you have to cycle some 15, 18 hours a day. You must manage your own food, whatever and so when you're tired, just get your sleeping bag out and you sleep wherever you are. And this is it.
Cool.
Very cool.
And does the bars help you with that too?
Oh, yes, they did. Because it changed everything. Otherwise, if I hadn't had that first bars session, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I know it. Okay, because it changed everything. My body changed. Poof, poof. And
wow.
And that was it. And from life was great and life was shining afterwards, all colors and gold.
And so did you go take a bars class soon after? Or?
2 months later, when I came back from my ultra bikepacking event, I took my first bars class then.
And how long did it take you to do this 2,500 kilometers? How long is that?
14 days.
You said it was like 14 days? Jesus.
And that's mountain bike, not road bike. Mountain bike. Very.
Oh, yeah, I know. I did hiking daily for like, I don't remember how many days, 7 days or something, but not as intense, that's for sure. Cool. Is there anything else you want to add to the whole story? Do you want to keep so you took bars, did you take like foundation soon after that? And
I took foundation.
Now you're a translator and you do global engagers. What else are you doing?
And I'm a CF. I was a
certified facilitator
last year. And well, access consciousness is it changed my whole life, really. Access bars and access consciousness, and it's just, well, I just can't imagine, not being with access consciousness.
Cool.
Because it gives a huge gift every single day.
Cool. Well, if anybody watching is interested in Access Bars, Dr. Dane here, the co-creator of Access Consciousness, is actually facilitating a global bars class soon. I don't actually remember the exact dates. I want to say he's doing it in Budapest. And I don't know. I would have to look it up. But if you do want more information, just go Google Global Bars class or just Google Bars, find a bars facilitator near you. And where are you, Patricia? Where are you
Oh,
located?
right now I'm in Dijon, in Burgundy, in France.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is that south of France?
No, not really. You've got Paris,
Yeah.
and then it's to the east slightly. Something.
Yeah.
It's I'm to hardly any 2 hours from Paris by train, so it's quite near.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Cool. Well, so for those of you in France and you want to get a bar session with Patricia,
Oh
I
yeah.
imagine she sells sessions. Or
Well,
even if she doesn't
not
actively
really,
sell
but
them,
I
she'll
can.
pay you. Okay. Well, I think they should pay you. That's my point of view.
Uh-huh.
But if you don't charge, then I wish you were here because then I'd be like, hey, can you run my bars?
I had mine run yesterday, and that was great.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
when I arrived, there were not many people in Dijon. Well, actually,
yeah.
there wasn't anybody I knew in Dijon who
Uh-huh.
practice bars, and now I've got a ring of 4 or 5 friends with whom we can run bars, you know,
That's
exchange,
great.
and
Smart.
that's wow.
I love it. That's awesome. I would say I travel too much, but I guess I just need to make friends. I need to get some playmates in every city.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
That's what I asked. What could I do? What could I be to have my bars run everywhere I go?
Yeah. 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 Well, cool, Patricia. My attempt at my French, Patricia. Anything else to say before we go?
No, just my next ultra distance mountain bikepacking will be in the Czech Republic at the end of September. So yeah, 69,
Cool.
still mountain biking.
Epic. I love it. That's awesome. Well, everybody, this has been another episode of the most interesting news in the world. If you don't like it, go to a normal news station. That's all I have to say about that. Pretty much.
And
Thank you,
thanks to you.
Patricia.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
And
Bye,
I love
everybody.
Friday. Bye.